DD Kisan, the pride of changing India.
Hello and welcome to Krishi Chaupal. I am Manju Singh. Krishi Chaupal is a program that talks to farmers in their own language. And today's Krishi Chaupal is very special, very unique. Why? To find that out, let me take you on a short journey. We are in a land where the morning begins with the glow of an aarti, where the day is lit up by the flame of a prayer. The gentle waves of the Ganga tell the history of this place. Every stone here has a song and music within it. The lanes of the city may be narrow, but a vast history is contained within them. The people's hearts are so big that they embrace anyone who comes here and make them their own. The ghats and rivers here show the path of life. They create a society that makes the journey of life's philosophy clearer and smoother. This city is one that was never built by anyone, nor will it ever be destroyed. It has always been and will always be forever. This is the city of Lord Shiva. Yes, this is the city of Varanasi. So let's begin today's program, Krishi Chaupal from the holy city of Banaras, Kashi, Varanasi. We start on this note. Before we move forward and introduce you to our guests, let's watch this report and understand this new identity more deeply.
Whenever we talk about crop production, the first thing that comes to mind is seeds and planting material. The more advanced the seeds and seedlings are, the better the crop yield will be. Our scientists have developed a long list of high-yielding, disease and pest-resistant varieties, and this work is still ongoing. Today, climate change is seen as a major threat to agriculture. With this in mind, scientists are also ensuring that new varieties of fruits and vegetables are capable of tackling this threat. Advanced methods of seed and soil treatment are also crucial for crop protection. They safeguard crops from seed-borne and soil-borne diseases. Still, if there's any fear of a pest or disease outbreak, integrated pest management is an excellent solution. Similarly, soil testing helps prevent the indiscriminate use of fertilizers. Horticulture and vegetable production are more high risk than food grain crops. They are more severely affected by the weather. Protected cultivation of horticultural crops has emerged as the most advanced methods for saving them from weather-related damage. Meanwhile, for higher production in smaller spaces, hydroponics and vertical farming are fantastic methods. Likewise, the trellis method is also a technique for higher yield and better quality. In this method, a trellis is built above the ground for vines to spread on, which prevents vegetables from spoiling due to contact with the soil. This technique improves both quality and yield. Micro-irrigation and mulching are also considered advanced methods for horticultural production. They save water, fertilizer, and time. They also help control weeds.
you just saw the report where we showed you how significant steps are being taken by the Indian Institute of Vegetable Research. This effort is being led by our agricultural scientists who work day and night in the lab and whose hard work we see realized in these fields. The farmers make this a reality, contributing to the nation's progress. So let's one by one introduce you to our special guests on the panel. With us is Dr. Rajesh Kumar, Director of the Institute. Sir, welcome to the program. And with us, our second guest, Dr. Nagendra Rai, Head of the Vegetable Improvement Department. Sir, a very warm welcome to you. Dr. D.P. Singh is with us, Principal Scientist in Biotechnology. A warm welcome to all our guests with a very round of applause. So a new revolution has begun, which we could call the nutrition revolution. I don't think that would be wrong. I want to ask you about the way we are constantly talking about how nutritional security is now a new challenge. And I would even say it's an opportunity for our country because we are performing quite well in the field of vegetable and fruit production. So, in this context, I want to know what the Institute is doing to ensure farmers increase their contribution and become more involved in these activities.
You see, India holds the second position in the world in vegetable production. We currently produce more than 207 million tons of vegetables from 11.27 million hectares, and our productivity is roughly 18.5 tons per hectare. I should mention that this institute was founded in 1992 as the Directorate of Vegetable Project. Later in 1999, looking at its achievements, it was given the status of the Indian Institute of Vegetable Research. We conduct our activities through 3 departments: 1. Regional Research Center and 2 Krishi Vigyan Kendras, that is Farm Science Centers. Our 3 departments are the Vegetable Improvement Department, which develops new varieties that are high-yielding, climate-resilient, multi-disease resistant, export-oriented, and more nutritious. The scientists in our Vegetable Production Department, they work on how to increase vegetable yield, like developing techniques for protected cultivation, organic farming, and water conservation on how to use less water. Our third important department is vegetable production. It's a very important department. We focus on finding solutions for pest and disease issues in vegetables. We want to ensure our farmer brothers have the most cost-effective way to manage these diseases and pests.
Yes.
For this reason, we are focusing more on biopesticides these days.
Now I would like to talk to Dr. Rai. I want to understand, if we talk about the field of vegetable production, as our Prime Minister also says, we should use new technology. So what are the new technologies being adopted and embraced in the field of vegetable production?
You see, the Vegetable Improvement Department of the Indian Institute of Vegetable Research is currently working on 42 different vegetables. And I would like to tell you that 70 vegetables are grown in India, and we are conducting research on 60% of them. We have 20 major vegetables such as tomato, brinjal, chili, cauliflower, cowpea, watermelon, muskmelon, and so on. Similarly, we are also cultivating 22 minority vegetables. These include our type of spinach, poi, bathua, and your short bean, winged bean, and soya bean. We are also working on these lesser known vegetables. You will be happy to know that we have completed 34 years of the Indian Institute of Vegetable Research. And in these 34 years, our department has developed 134 hybrid varieties. Approximately 40% of our varieties have reached our farmers, and some of them have become very popular. For example, our tomato variety, Kasi Aman, our brinjal hybrid, Kasi Sandesh, and our chili varieties, which are Kasi Komal, Kasi Anmol, and Kasi Ratna. Similarly, our cowpea, we have Kasi Kanchan and Kasi Nidhi. And for okra, we have Kasi Sasur and Kasi Parakram. In rich gourd, you will see Kasi Shreya and Kasi Jyoti. In this way, many of our varieties have
Yes,
reached the farmers.
Sir, I would like to ask you, Dr. Singh, how biotechnology is being used to strengthen these varieties. How are you trying to make them resilient given the climate change and the emergence of new pests and diseases that farmers often find difficult to deal with? Is biotechnology helpful in this? And if so, then how?
Yes, biotechnology, as you all know, and our farmers also know, is a field that has been advancing very rapidly. Our farmers are also familiar with biotechnology, or as we call it, Jeev Pradayogiki. In the current era of climate change, there are many problems and diseases are becoming more aggressive than before. Yes, so to reduce the impact of these diseases, there is a need to develop disease-resistant varieties. This will help farmers lower their costs on chemical pesticides and reduce environmental pollution from these chemicals. At the same time, farmers will receive more profit. So we are developing such varieties, especially in tomatoes, chili and okra, that are virus-free. Additionally, we are preparing to combat diseases caused by bacteria and fungi. Another major problem with climate change is the sudden increase or decrease in temperature, which farmers are constantly dealing with. To continue this, we are developing heat-resistant varieties such as the tomato varieties Kasi Tapas and Kasi Adbhut. Furthermore, regarding nutritional security, a big thing that comes to the fore is biofortification. That is, certain minerals that increases immunity in the human body. So we are also engaged in developing such crops. For instance, carrots have beta-carotene, which is a type of carotene that acts as an antioxidant. We are working to develop such varieties. Similarly, lycopene also acts as an antioxidant and is found in abundance in tomatoes. So, we are making efforts to develop many lycopene-rich varieties. The department is continuously working on this to enrich our farmers.
Okay, let's take some questions from the farmers. Yes. Who would like to ask their question?
How can we farmers get high quality seeds? And what programs is our institute running at the village level to ensure we get seeds at the right time?
Well, I would like to say that our institute's varieties and technologies, they are known by the brand name Kashi, which is located in Banaras, also known as Kashi. So all our varieties and technologies have Kashi as a prefix. We reach our farmers and share our achievements through 4 flagship projects like Farmer First, the Scheduled Tribes Sub-Plan, the Scheduled Caste Sub-Plan, and schemes for our northeastern states. For all of these, we provide high-quality seeds. We set up field demonstrations on their farms, conduct on-farm trials, and also provide technical training on how and when to plant and which methods to use to ensure their plants stay healthy, have fewer diseases, and yield more.
Farmers are present here. They have already asked many questions. But we talk about technology, innovation, biotechnology and IPM. We need to ensure they reach the farmers. What challenges are we facing in getting farmers to adopt these technologies and varieties in vegetable production? Do you think there is a gap in our vision of lab to land, a vision that our Prime Minister and Agriculture Minister also talk about?
So when we talk about the main gap, we see it is while we conduct research, due to a lack of information, the technologies and varieties aren't reaching the farmers the way they should be. So to address this, our Honorable Agriculture Minister recently launched the Viksit Krishi Sankalp Abhiyan, also known as Developed Agriculture Resolution Campaign. So this was an excellent initiative through which we directly interacted with over 60,000 farmers in and around Varanasi. We told them about our technologies and varieties. So many farmers have become more aware and are now seeking technical information and details about varieties through phone calls, social media, and in person. We also provide them with training. For example, we teach them how to produce their own seeds, including hybrid seeds, and how to do scientific farming. I'll give you a simple small example. There's a huge difference between planting on a flat field and on a raised bed. Raised beds conserve water, reduce weeds, increase yield, and keep the plants healthy. So we provide all this technical information to them. Regarding quality seeds, fertilizers, and quality chemicals, so our agriculture minister has stated that we will soon introduce a strict law to stop the sale of spurious seeds and substandard chemicals and also fertilizers in the market for the benefit of the farmers.
And we are also seeing another challenge, climate change. How beneficial can vegetable farming be for our farmers in such a scenario? During this era of climate change, how are the varieties being developed to ensure that nutrition is maintained in next 15 years?
You have asked a very good question because, as you can see, climate change is happening. In some places, there is a heavy rainfall, while in others, there is no water or a drought. And in some places, it's very cold. This is having a huge effect on our vegetable production. This impact isn't affecting our large-scale farmers too much because they have adopted modern vegetable production techniques like poly houses, net houses, and glass houses to continue their work. But it is having a deep impact on our small and marginal farmers because they are only cultivating vegetables in open fields. However, our Vegetable Improvement Department at the Vegetable Research Institute has done very commendable work in this direction. Our department has developed varieties that can be grown at higher temperatures and with less water. For example, we have released tomato varieties like Kasi Tapas and Kasi Adbhut. As our doctor mentioned, these are planted in the first week of February and you get ripe red fruits from the last week of May to the first week of June. Similarly, we have a variety of spinach. We have released a variety called Kasi Baramasi, means Kasi all season, which you can see doesn't bolt quickly in the summer. We have also released a good variety of radish, Kasi Adra, which can be cultivated year-round. We have also developed a variety of spine Amarnath called Kasi Manu, which farmers can successfully cultivate at the temperature of up to 50 degrees Celsius.
Let's take another question from the farmers.
Yes, is there any research being done on vegetable production in the riverbed areas?
In this area as well, our Vegetable Improvement Department at the Indian Institute of Vegetable Research has done a lot of work. We had a project here, the UPCAR, Uttar Pradesh Council of Agriculture Research project that ran for 5 years and had excellent results. The results showed that the varieties developed by our institute, such as Kasi Harit for pumpkin, Kasi Ganga for bottle gourd, Kasi Pratishtha for bitter gourd, Kasi Jyoti and Kasi Shreya for ridge gourd, and Kasi Madhu for muskmelon are all producing very well in riverbed areas, also known as Daira lands. Also with high production, these varieties also have the ability to fight against diseases and pests. Because of this, our farmers brothers who are farming in the Daira lands are doing so quite successfully.
Now, Dr. Singh, we have also seen that along with developing new varieties, the role of the genome is also very important. I would like you to explain this to the farmers as well because there are a lot of misconceptions about it. Those misconceptions need to be cleared up. So what exactly is this? How does it work in vegetables? And in which vegetables is it most successful?
We have a very large-scale project here, specifically on genome editing in vegetables. And within that, we are running 2 special programs. First, there are some vegetables on which no research of this kind has been done yet. So we are working to decode their whole genome sequence. That is their genetic sequence. These vegetables include the dolichos or Indian bean, which we have already started working on, and to other crops that we are currently researching. This will help us understand what kind of genome sequence and genes exist in these varieties so we can modify them or increase their expression to develop resistance to diseases, heat, or other environmental stresses. As for gene editing, it's a very safe technology. We don't insert anything
Absolutely.
external into the plants. We only make changes to the plant's internal structure as needed. And through this, we develop qualities like heat resistance or disease resistance. Additionally, there are a few other high-end technologies we are working on, such as metabolomics and genomics,
Okay.
as well as proteomics. I will give you a small example of this. When we plant a crop, if the plant's body has a high temperature, it undergoes some biochemical changes. Look, what I want to tell you, by mapping these changes and identifying the biomarks in the form of chemicals, we can develop various products, n number of products. Farmers can use these products to get a good crop in their fields.
Absolutely. Let's talk to the farmers. We have a lot of farmers with us. Does anyone have a question?
Well, my question is, sir, for DP sir, is which are the main microorganisms used in vegetable farming and how are they used? As you are seeing these days, farmers are using a lot of chemical fertilizers and especially more and more chemical pesticides in vegetable farming. Due to this, there are many problems, including health issues, environmental issues, and problems with the health of our soil and our plants. The microorganisms you mentioned are really the name of our rapidly emerging technology today. Through microbial technology or biotechnology of microorganisms, we are developing many biofertilizers. These are being delivered to farmers and are reaching them. For example, today, if you need to provide nitrogen, you are using urea of DAP. In place of these, there are many biofertilizers. There are many such organisms that makes these things available to plants. If farmers work with these and adapt them, they will work very well and in a very healthy way on the farmers' fields.
You see how many different efforts are being made. Farmers are now have a ton of options. And the purpose of organizing a Chaupal like this is to ensure this information reaches you. On that note, it's time for a short break here on Krishi Chaupal. But when we return, we will talk about organic efforts, how organic methods can be adopted and how they can increase production. We will have some new guests with us. Don't go anywhere. Keep watching Krishi Chaupal.
यूरिया का स्वदेशी उत्पादन 70 लाख टन बढ़ाने के लिए 6 उर्वरक संयंत्रों का उद्धार किया जा रहा है। एफसीआईएल के गोरखपुर, सिंदरी, तलचर और रामागुंडम संयंत्र, एचएफसीएल की बरौनी इकाई और बीवीएफसीएल की नामरू फोर्थ। सोने पर सुहागा ये है कि देश में अब बनेगा सिर्फ नीम लेपित यूरिया, क्योंकि इससे होगा किसानों का फायदा ही फायदा। अनाज का उत्पादन 10% तक बढ़ेगा। बढ़ेगी 10 से 15% नाइट्रोजन क्षमता।
Welcome back after the break. You are watching Krishi Chaupal. This episode is coming to you from the city of Banaras, where a lot of new work is being done in the field of agriculture, especially in vegetable production, and that's exactly what we are discussing today. Our new panel of guests has joined us. Let's introduce them. We have Dr. Anant Bahadur, Head of the Vegetable Production Department. We also have Dr. S.K. Singh, Principal Scientist from Agronomy. Welcome. And Dr. K.K. Pandey, Principal Scientist in Vegetable Production. Sir, very warm welcome to you. I want to ask you, given the climate change we are talking about, do we need to change our production techniques as well? And what are those new production techniques?
Absolutely. So, as farmers are experiencing climate change, rising temperatures, and other problems, the first thing you must do is that you choose the right variety. Like as the doctor mentioned earlier, some new varieties are suitable for these changing conditions. For example, you can get tomatoes even in the summer. Secondly, we have developed a technique called furrow irrigated raised bed, where you plant vegetables on wide beds. You plant on both sides of the bed and give water only in the furrow. We have also seen that since water scarcity will increase, you can grow vegetables on wide beds and provide water through the furrows.
Okay.
This method alone saves up to 36% of the water.
Okay.
If you also use mulch in this, you can increase your yield even more, and water savings can reach up to 50 to 55%.
Okay.
Third, we are also trying to overcome these problems with a grafting technique. We first started with tomatoes because they can't handle waterlogged conditions for even 24 hours.
Okay.
So we grafted tomatoes onto a brinjal rootstock, and we found that even if there's standing water for 4 days, it doesn't affect the plant at all.
Okay.
Similarly, when we graft tomatoes onto a brinjal rootstock, you can go 50 days without irrigating and it still won't affect the yield.
Okay.
Similarly, we are also currently searching for more rootstocks that can handle alkaline or saline soil, drought, or waterlogging. Recently, we introduced the pomato and brimato techniques, which are also very good for climate change. With pomato, you get potatoes below the ground and tomatoes above.
Okay.
You might have noticed that blight disease comes in January and destroys the potato crop. But if you have tomatoes above the potatoes, the effect of the disease is very minimal.
Okay.
Similarly, we have brimato, where you get both brinjal and tomato on the same plant. For this, we have used a semi-wild variety of brinjal. The rootstock we have used can withstand drought, and if there's waterlogging for 4 days, it can handle that too. It can even handle alkaline soil. So in this way, by controlling temperature, humidity, and light through protected cultivation, you can also manage the growing season.
How beneficial is organic farming for farmers? And can we really achieve a 3, 4, or 5-fold increase in production using organic methods? If you can please tell us about that.
When we do organic farming, the first principle is to choose a variety or a crop that is well suited to the climate and environment and is less prone to the pests and diseases. Not only that, but we must also select vegetables varieties that are resistant to pests and diseases. Additionally, when you farm, you should plant your vegetables at their optimum time. If you plant too early or too late, the growth of the vegetable is affected, and they are more susceptible to pests and diseases. It has been observed that a good crop rotation system can improve soil fertility and reduce the impact of diseases. Organic farming cannot be done for all vegetables and in all conditions. Research has shown that many vegetables are very suitable for organic farming and give a good response. For example, in the Rabi season, we have broccoli, cauliflower, cabbage, and root vegetables like radish and carrot. For leafy greens, there is spinach, fenugreek, and kasuri methi. In the Zaid season, we have pumpkin, bottle gourd, and cowpea. They perform very well. Similarly, in the Kharif season, okra, bottle gourd, and cowpea, as well as leafy vegetables like amaranth, give good yields. We also need to remember that in the Gangetic plains of eastern Uttar Pradesh, if we adopt vegetable-based crop rotation, then crops like okra, peas and cowpea are very promising. And if we need to manage their nutrition, we should give a mix of all the organic inputs and organic fertilizers. For example, if you are growing an okra crop in the Kharif season with organic farming, you should use 10 to 15 tons of farmyard manure, 3 to 4 tons of vermicompost and 1 ton of neem cake per hectare. Along with this, if we use the Trichoderma actionogard and CRB7 developed by our institute, you can achieve a yield of about 100 to 125 quintals per hectare, which is a very good amount of crop which farmers can get.
If we talk about vegetable production, what is the role of IPM and how can it be used?
IPM standards for integrated pest management. This technique includes many methods such as physical, chemical, biochemical and using resistant varieties or crop rotation. We can also use some other vegetables as trap crops. This means that when you uses all these methods together in vegetable farming, there is absolutely no need for chemicals and you can effectively manage diseases and pests.
Yes.
When adopting the IPM method, it's important to remember that farmers should start using the IPM techniques recommended by scientists for vegetable diseases and pests right from the beginning, whether it's at the time of planting, sowing or tilling the field. This way, we can set up the IPM technology so that when our vegetables grow and bear fruits, they are not affected by diseases and pests, and there is no need to use any chemical pesticides.
Take some questions from the farmers.
Where can farmers get training or vegetable grafting technique and how can they benefit from it?
This is a very good point because farmers are now slowly adopting grafting techniques. For this, the Uttar Pradesh government has provided us with funds to train farmers so that they can do their own grafting and grow crops. We hold regular training sessions here, especially from June to November, and this is a 3-day training course where you can register your name. In those 3 days, you will learn all the grafting techniques, their maintenance, how to plant them in the field, and what are the benefits for them. This can help you protect your crops from many diseases.
Please tell today's farmers how they can shift to organic farming. Please tell, sir.
When you decide to start organic farming on a field, the first 2 to 3 years are known as the conversion period. In uncertified organic farming, you have to adapt all the organic farming methods for the initial 2 to 3 years. For example, you must include at least one leguminous crop in your crop rotation. Additionally, you will use all organic inputs to grow your crops. After 3 years, if everything goes well, an organic certification body will certify your farming system as organic. Once you receive that certificate, you can sell your produce with the Indian Organic logo.
We also know how important the soil is for crops. It's the engine of nutrition for everything we grow. But along with nutrition, many diseases are also transferred from there. So, how can we treat or prevent soil-borne diseases? Please tell us, sir. Please, if you can elaborate this to us.
As is well known, the soil contains both beneficial and harmful fungi and bacteria, especially in vegetables. Many diseases like dumping off, wilt, root rot, stem rot, fruit rot, late blight or bacterial diseases, especially bacterial blight in the nursery, all come from the soil and their fungi and bacteria live in the soil. But it is also a gift of nature that some beneficial fungi and bacteria live in the soil. We extract them in the lab, multiply them and provide them to farmers on a large scale. Among these, the most prevalent and beneficial worldwide is Trichoderma. These are several species of it like Herzianum and Vride. All these Trichoderma species live mainly in the soil. They feed on decaying matter in the soil. So, the benefit is that if you use it in vegetables, whether the disease is in the nursery or in the main crop after transplanting, all these diseases can be treated by applying it to the soil or by treating the seeds. For soil application, you should mix it into the soil a few days before planting or sowing. For seed treatment, do it at the time of sowing or transplanting. But while treating seeds, remember not to use seeds that have been pre-primed with red or green colors available in the market, or any seeds treated with chemical pesticides. Another precaution to take when adding trichoderma to the soil is to ensure the soil has a high amount of organic matter, whether it's in the form of decomposed organic material, green manure crops like sunhemp or dhacha, or any other form. It can multiply more effectively in the soil. Besides trichoderma, we also have other biological antagonists used in the biochemical control. For example, we have Pisolomyces, Beauveria, Listenomycelium, and Metrrhizium. These also live in the soil, and we can extract them and use them against sap-sucking insects in the soil. There is also a big problem with nematodes which cause knots to form, whether you are growing okra or pumpkin. To combat this, some species of trichoderma are CRB7 Bacillus species, Pisolomyces, and Anthrobotrys can be used. If you use these bioagents in the soil, you can easily manage nematodes.
Sir, let's take some questions from the farmers.
My question is, sir, these days the government is emphasizing natural farming, and how can we practice natural farming with vegetables, and what are the possibilities?
The current possibilities in vegetables are that if we plant radish and peas along with spinach and fenugreek in the Rabi season, farmers can benefit. You can plant them in small strips in the same field. Additionally, mulching is very beneficial for vegetables and its results are visible. So, we can adopt natural farming. Although natural farming is our traditional agriculture, the government has launched several schemes to promote it, such as the Paramparagat Krishi Vikas Yojana, traditional farming development scheme. By using these, our farmers' brothers can promote natural farming. Another excellent thing is that no chemicals are used, so your fruits and vegetables are free of chemicals and your health is not adversely affected. At the same time, the quality of the soil also improves significantly. The number of microorganisms increases, and these beneficial microorganisms will help your crop in the future.
Now it's time for another short break on Krishi Chaupal, but when we return after the break, we will talk about the next step after production, the next phase.
किसान भाइयों गांठ बांध लो बात बहुत है काम की समृद्धि के पैगाम की मिट्टी के मिजाज को समझो मिट्टी के हर राज को समझो मिट्टी की तुम जांच कराओ मुफ्त सॉइल हेल्थ कार्ड ले जाओ कभी मुनासिब बीज लगाओ सही किस्म की खाद ले आओ जितनी जरूरी उतनी डालो सही मात्रा खुद पहचानो इसको अपना मंत्र बना लो मिट्टी की सेहत तो जानो बात बहुत है काम की कम लागत अधिक वरदान की किसान भाइयों गांठ बांध लो
आज ही मिट्टी की जांच कराएं, राज्य सरकार के कृषि अधिकारी से संपर्क करें और मुफ्त में सॉइल हेल्थ कार्ड पाएं। कृषि और किसान कल्याण मंत्रालय द्वारा किसान हित में
A new panel of guests has now joined us. They will tell us about marketing and the different schemes being run for farmers. We will discuss how important processing is, how farmers can adopt it, and how value addition can be done. All these points will be discussed in this segment. So let's introduce you to our guests. Dr. Neeraj Singh with us, Principal Scientist in Vegetable Extension. Dr. Rakesh Kumar Dubey, Principal Scientist in Vegetable Improvement. Dr. Swati Sharma, Senior Scientist in Post-Harvest Management. A warm welcome to all our guests in this segment. Let's begin our conversation. First, Dr. Singh, I would like to ask you about the types of projects being run. What efforts is the government making to encourage our farmers to adopt vegetable cultivation and to show an inclination to adopt the innovations we have been discussing, such as IPM and organic farming? Sir, if you can please tell us about this.
Some of the main projects currently being run by our institute are Farmer First. This project has been active for the last decades in the various villages in Varanasi and Mirzapur. The special feature of this project is that it focuses on farmers' participation and their innovations. It also considers the resources available to them and delivers all the technologies developed by our institute. It has been observed that this has led to a 15 to 30% increase in the yield of various crops. Additionally, we have some categorized flagship programs such as for scheduled castes and scheduled tribes. For scheduled castes, the government is running this program nationwide, but our institute is running it in 3 states: Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, and West Bengal. In this flagship program, we provide our farmer partners from the scheduled caste community with new technologies, demonstrations, and training. We also focus on the skill development so they can adapt these techniques. We teach them how to farm at a lower cost to maximize their profits, which is very important in agriculture. Similarly, for our tribal partners from the scheduled tribe community, our flagship program is running in Uttar Pradesh and Jharkhand. We are working in about 40 villages across different sectors, providing training and skill development. We are also demonstrating various technologies, and the farmers have benefited greatly from this. We also have a program for the NEH region, the Northeastern Hill region, where the field and environment are quite unique. In such a situation, the productivity there is quite low.
My next question is for you, Rakesh ji. The northeastern states are blessed. I would say that by default, natural farming and organic farming are what they do there. It is said that there is a lot of unexplored potential of vegetable production in this region. So how is this being viewed? Is our institute truly walking in this direction? And what are the possibilities there? Please tell us about this.
Thank you very much. That is a great question. The northeastern states, especially if we include Assam, make up the 7 sisters and form a group of 8 states. And in a way, you could say it's a treasure trove for horticulture, especially for gardening crops. If we look at Sikkim, it's officially declared an organic state by default. And if we compare their use of fertilizers and pesticides to the national average, those states definitely use a very low amount of pesticides. But the biggest challenge that I noticed there while I served there, because I had the opportunity to serve in the Northeast myself, so what I observed and what I saw there, something that is constant, is the problem of a lack of high quality seeds.
Seeds don't reach there. Yes.
So, due to the unavailability of high quality vegetable seeds, the productivity in those states is very low. While our national average is 18.5 tons per hectare, in those northeastern states, the yield is only 5 to 6 somewhere, maybe a maximum of 8 tons per hectare. The reason is that farmers repeatedly use the seeds they produce themselves. So in this regard, the Indian Institute of Vegetable Research has taken a great initiative. For the last 5 or 6 years, we have been continuously providing them with training and frontline demonstrations, and we are aligning with local organizations like the Central Agriculture University, various ICAR centers, Atma centers, Krishi Vigyan Kendras, KVKs and FPOs. So the good thing is that through them, we are delivering our scientific knowledge in their own local language.
I would like to come to you, Dr. Swati. When we talk about production, there's no doubt that our farmers know how to produce more and increase productivity. But there is another point where we might not be doing enough, and that's post harvest management. The wastage that occurs after harvesting is very high. I think the waste is about 20 to 25%. So, how can this be stopped? Today, not just in India but across the world, post harvest losses, especially in fruits and vegetables, continue to be a significant concern. The United Nations has a sustainable development goal to reduce these post harvest losses by at least 50% by the year 2030. You see, you mentioned that production is increasing. It's true, but we are unable to save what we produce. The farmer's hard work is wasted. One reason for this is that when fruits and vegetables are separated from the tree or the plant, they are still living and they are highly perishable because they lose moisture very quickly. Their structure is soft and their ability to fight off diseases also decreases as they become less firm. These makes them more susceptible to diseases. Additionally, during transportation, damage from pressure, which we call compression injury or other types of impact injuries, also increases. For all these reasons, various global statistics show that a loss of 5 to 25% or even up to 30% is seen in different fruits and vegetables. I hope you people understood what I said. Yes, absolutely. Let's talk to the farmers now. Let's take some questions from the farmers. Would you like to ask a question?
What are the opportunities in the vegetable sector?
Right here at the entrance of our institute, we have a center called the Agricultural Technology Information Center. This is where farmers can get all the information they need under one roof. We also have an Agri-Business Incubation ABI unit. You simply need to register with this unit. Then, because we are talking about entrepreneurs, there are many different avenues you can explore in the vegetable sector. We have many paths for aspiring agri-entrepreneurs. We can go into organic farming, nursery management, protected cultivation, or grow high-value crops. Our scientists here will guide you properly, treating you as a mentor. After that, you will be given all the information and training you need. After getting the training, you can use all the training which are given to you in the field.
My next question is for you, Dr. Rakesh. Please explain what underutilized vegetables are and what are their benefits. Please tell us, sir.
So basically, if we want to understand underutilized vegetables, they are the crops that have good nutritional value and are climate resilient and all those qualities, but they haven't found a commercial platform as yet. So today there is a risk associated with monoculture or emphasizing or growing a single type of crop. I'll give you an example from the state of Meghalaya, where we see a pattern of rice, rice and rice. So in such areas where a single pattern is followed, there is a constant danger that if a disease or pest outbreak occurs, then the entire crop will be destroyed. So what is our alternative in such a situation? So I'm certain that it's absolutely necessary to bring about crop diversification. If farmers plant these underutilized vegetables, which currently don't have a commercial market, alongside with the main crops, it will be very beneficial for all of them. The best thing about these crops is their high tolerance and adaptability to the climate.
What about the small farmers who don't have much capital? They can't set up a large plant or buy heavy machinery. They lack the financial capacity. What is your advice for them? How can they process their own vegetables and fruits? To be sure, processing requires a lot of equipment, but that's if our turnover is high, if we want to process a large amount every day. However, if we want to make something on a small or household scale, there are many processed products that you can make at home. Many farmers can also also come together through FPOs, farmer producer organizations, to brand their products collectively. For example, let's take dehydrated vegetables. People used to sun dry vegetables at home in the past. So this isn't a new concept, but from a processing point of view, dehydration is very important. Talk about dried products. Dried products are very simple. You can easily make them at home, even on your rooftop. When we use solar energy, it works for a specific amount of time. But if we use a small piece of equipment, a cabinet dryer, it's very easy to operate. You can create low-cost dehydrated products that can be stored easily for at least 6 months. Along with this, a great government scheme is also running. It's the PM Formalization of Micro Food Processing Enterprises (PMFME) scheme. Under this scheme, any farmer who sets up a small-scale enterprise can get a subsidy of up to 35% or up to 10 lakh rupees. The government provides this assistance, so you can both set up a unit and do it yourself. Let's talk to the farmers. Does anyone else have a question? If a farmer needs seeds, how can they get them from the institute without having to leave their home?
It's certain that we are all aware that this is the digital era. There are many digital platforms today. The institute has a website, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and even Twitter accounts. Along with this, a farmer can send an email to our director and they can place a demand for seeds and get a seed packet after transferring the money online.
So, sir, if we search for these IDs on Facebook and Instagram, we will find them, right?
They will get everything. They can even send the money through a money order or a bank transfer. And we will properly pack high quality seeds and get them delivered to their home.
Would anyone else like to ask a question? Vegetables like okra, chili and bitter gourd have a very short storage life. How can farmers maximize their yield and how can they store them for a longer period? Please tell. You mentioned crops like okra. A dehydrated form of okra has been developed here. We have developed a method for drying okra so it stays green without adding any artificial color. You can use it anytime and it can be stored easily for at least 6 to 8 months in a cool, dry place. Your second crop was bitter gourd. We have made bitter gourd chips here. We are all used to eating potato chips, but bitter gourd chips are also very healthy. They can also be stored easily for 6 to 8 months. Both of these are made using the dehydration method and they are inexpensive to produce. The third one you mentioned was chili. Green chilies have a very short storage life. It's difficult to store them even in a cold room because while they are fine at 5 to 7 degrees Celsius, they start to rot below that. Even at that temperature, a chilling injury is often seen in many varieties. So, our Indian Institute of Vegetable Research has also developed a green chili powder that retains its heat and green color. These are 3 simple ways we can process these items to store them for a long time. Yes, absolutely. My final question for you. We have talked about many points from the very beginning of the show about the efforts made by your institute and the varieties you have developed. What kind of impact are you seeing from these efforts?
If you look at it, since our institute was established, we have developed 47 different varieties in 16 crops. We have commercialized and licensed 98 technologies. All of these are 47 different varieties in 16 crops. We have commercialized them and 98 technologies.
That's a huge achievement. A big round of applause.
We also continuously monitor the impact of our varieties because when we provide our technology to farmers in the country, it's crucial to see what kind of economic benefits they are getting.
So it's a two-way communication channel to know exactly what's happening.
I would like to share with my colleagues here that some of our varieties such as Kasi Aman in tomatoes or Kasi Kanchan in cowpea. If we look at about 7 or 8 of our crops, we have found in a study that over the last decade, they have been planted across approximately 1.04 million hectares. This has led to an economic benefit of nearly 395 crore rupees. on an annual basis. This translates
Yes, sir.
to about 1 lakh hectares
Absolutely.
being covered,
Yes, yes, you are
resulting
absolutely
in an
correct.
economic benefit of nearly 40 acres rupees for the
Yes.
farmers.
Thank you very much to all our guests who joined our program and spoke directly with the farmers, answered their questions, and delivered this entire topic to them in a very simple and accessible way. Thank you very much. For now, we will bid you farewell from this holy city, but you stay with Doordarshan Kisan. We will meet you again in the next Chaupal. The farmers' gathering will be ready, experts will be there, and there will be a direct conversation. Namaskar.